Hi, everybody. I'm Michele Barone, Global Offering Lead for Industry X in Consumer Goods. Industry X, the digital reinvention of industry, serves a key role in improving lives and unlocking holistic value. This has never been as important as it is now in the context of the global pandemic, especially for consumer goods within the operations. So digital operations transformation has multiple drivers. Profitability provides the baseline rationale for digital transformation. Our recent benchmarking study for digital operations shows a foreseen 4 points increase in operating income for consumer goods in the medium term, driven by over 10% OEE or productivity improvement, among other KPIs. As our climate crisis has worsened over the last decade, sustainability and the pursuit to more responsible and sustainable value chains has further created the need for digital operations as a way to achieve transparency and waste elimination at ecosystem level and deliver on the ambitious sustainability goals for the industry. More recently, new COVID-19 trends have added even further pressure for transformation at scale. Let's start focusing on the consumer. COVID has accelerated existing trends, in particular the shift to digital. Our consumer research reveals that 95% of consumers are making at least one lasting change to the way they live, they shop, and they work. Home will remain the primary hub for entertainment, social occasion, and overall consumption, dissolving historical barriers to online shopping. In fact, e-commerce has seen a 10 years growth in matter of weeks. Spend shifts from going out to things like takeaways, groceries, and offering that kind of recreate the experience of going out. Adoption of digital ways to connect with people has also picked up, as you may well know. Working from home is reinventing our lifestyles and redefining convenience. According to our research, 73% of employees actually enjoy working from home, and a big chunk of that, 35% of them, will plan to keep doing that in the future. Moreover, people seek deeper and more meaningful engagements online, and virtual communities become stronger as individuals seek those with similar interests in online communities. And finally, e-entertainment and virtual experiences become more in demand, translating in increased spend in streaming, in gaming, for instance. As physical and digital boundaries blur, virtual worlds mix with physical experiences. The ripple effect of new patterns of consumer behavior are reshaping value chains, calling for digitized operations. These shifts were already happening. They have only accelerated in the past few months. So let's start from growing e-commerce demand. This has driven a more connected and adaptable operations to deliver a consistent consumer experience, provide customized delivery options, and at the same time try to reduce the dependence on online marketplaces. Agility to follow the changing consumer demand across a variety of channels has become more important than ever, exposing the strategic importance of demand sensing, flexible operation close to the consumer, and the ability to collaborate with fulfillment partners. We believe these are becoming vital capabilities in the industry. We talked about new way to connect with people. Of course, barriers within and across organizations are blurring, making remote and virtual collaboration and connectivity the new normal, opening up huge opportunities for workforce augmentation through human-centric technologies. And finally, the recent crisis demonstrates the need to create a rapid technology-enabled coordination mechanism within and outside the industry to reduce the impact of future shocks. So in summary, these trends show that now more than ever is the time for digital operation in consumer goods. Is the industry ready? Over to Tracy.
I love it. It's such a setup. It's almost like we had that scripted, Michaela, and you actually want me to answer this with our research. So we just completed this year a race for digital operations. It's something we've done consecutively, and each year we modify it a bit depending on what's the priority for the industry. We did 600 companies over 10 industries, and we looked at 40 capabilities of where companies are in their digital maturity. Many of you guys would have received a link to that as a lead up to this event, and it's going to be made available after the event as well. And several of you filled it out. So what it is you can do your benchmarking, you can get your immediate report, and then there'll be a customized report that comes to you as a follow-up. So I encourage you to do that. So where did the industry fall? If you go to the next slide. If you look at the 10 industries, interestingly, oil and gas, chemicals, A&D, and high tech are at the top. And what you see at the bottom is industrial equipment, life sciences, with the last follower being consumer goods. And what this shows is in the rating is we did an index and we had people rate their level of launching proof of concepts, moving to pilot, moving to scale up, and then full deployment across the various use cases they have in the various plants. And what you can see here is that consumer goods is to the left, but you can also note that while other industries are at the very top of this, no one has moved to full deployment yet. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And we're going to talk about scaling and some best practices for those that are starting to move that way and have been a little further ahead in the years. But I think there's really 3 reasons and observations I've seen having worked with consumer goods for the last year. And I guess as some quick context, I grew up in Accenture in chemicals and oil and gas originally. So I was pleasantly surprised to see them there. But I think it's because of a couple of things. One, consumer goods has started their journey really focused around the customer side, and rightfully so. So promotions, customer experience, e-commerce, and kind of the front end portion of that. They're just now taking a look at the pieces that enable that around back office, supply chain, and manufacturing. Whereas when you look at oil and gas and chemicals, we had nowhere else to go, right? So in the world of optimizing back office and ERP and transaction side, we don't have the customer side to go directly to. So we focused almost immediately on the cost of goods, which was our manufacturing and production units. And that's why I think they're further ahead, and they've been at this journey for the last 3 or 4 years. The second, so that's kind of the priority was different. The second thing is the level of complexity. So when I think about the portfolio that sits in chemicals and oil and gas, probably the highest number, if I look at fleet and assets that exist, is in the kind of 50, 60, 70 range, right, of number of production facilities. When I think about consumer goods and the conversations we've had with some very big players, that goes easily to 100, 200, 300, 900 different units. So the pure complexity that exists and thinking about how you're going to tackle that for scale is a totally different ball game. And I think the third reason is when we look at the margin. So if I move the needle on availability in oil and gas or process control and get just a little bit more through a process facility and the fixed assets, it is a massive dollar amount, right, that exists within that facility. Whereas in discrete manufacturing, there's a lot more focus around making sure that the value is there and that you can justify that investment. And I think particularly in consumer goods, we've seen that historically, right, there's been some underinvestment around the manufacturing modernization agenda.